Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Ronak and Mangroliya. Currently doing Ph.D. The Department of Floriculture and Landscape Architecture, the ASPEE College of Horticulture, Navsari Agricultural University, Navsari, Gujarat. I deliver today's lecture, Sansevieria, oxygen-rich plant. Why I choose the topic for delivering the lecture? Because of nowadays, people demanding the indoor plants for day by day for decorate, not only decorating his or her house, but also the aware of the nature, also aware of the natural way. That's why plant bring natural beauty to our living spaces. We spend about 90% of our times indoors. The indoor environment is 5 to 10 times more populated than
Hello, Mr. Ronak. Hello. Mr. Ronak.
normally grown in containers and used to decorate the house interior, veranda, corridor, porches.
Mr. Ronak, sorry to interrupt. We lost your audio 2 minutes before, and even your screen sharing has stopped. Just share your screen now.
Okay. What problem?
No issue, share it. Yeah, put it in a slideshow mode.
Now,
Yeah,
is it okay?
No, it didn't go. Yeah, it's okay. You can continue. Okay,
Okay.
maybe you can start from the beginning only. Okay.
Okay. From first slide.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Myself, Ronak M. Mangroliya, Ph.D. research scholar. I study the Department of Floriculture and Landscape Architecture in the ASPEE College of Horticulture, Navsari Agricultural University, Navsari. Today, I want to deliver the lecture on Sansevieria, a oxygen-rich plant. Why I choose this topic, a particular Sansevieria? Because now day by day, people demanding the indoor plant, not for the regarding the health, but also for the decorative surrounding area. Particular by COVID-19, after the COVID-19 era, people more aware regarding the surrounding area, and that's why we prefer indoorscaping nowadays. So first of all, I start with the introduction of house plant. We spend about 90% of our times like indoors. The indoor environment is 5 to 10 times more polluted than the interior. Why? We working on colleges, office, hostels, hospitals, and all this thing. We thought that we are safe because we are indoor, but we are forget that all this surrounding our commodities, all the commodities having such offset air of guessing that we have a hazardous our health. That's why nowadays very careful to take in the our surrounding area. What is a house plant? House plant refers to a group of ornamental foliage and flowering plants normally grown in container and used to decorate the house interior, veranda, corridor, porch, stairs, window, still it. In addition, house plants can be satisfying hobby and can help purify the air in our homes. In our surrounding area, our furniture, sofa sets, paint, varnishes, with those commodities release some such chemical hazardous gases. Now, a house plant not only convert the carbon dioxide to oxygen, but also the eliminate of the hazardous chemical and absorption a hazardous chemical, which is damaged by our health. Which plant does for indoor gardening? Which selected the plant for indoor gardening? Those plant which is resistant to the low temperature, low humidity, and somehow high temperature in the summer month also. This plant we are selected for the indoor gardening. What is the importance of house plant? Control the indoor humidity. After for the rest, by the respiration, they release the humidity environment. Plant would be reduced amount of 97% the water they taken it. That's that way to control the indoor humidity, easier breathing. When the plants undergo the photosynthesis, they absorb the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen, clean and purify the indoor air. Because because it is absorb or trap the volatile organic compound that may be harmful to our health. Reduce the stress. It reduces the muscle tension which related with the earth stress. Sharpen focus and creativity. Greenery are also responsible for our creativity of the mind. Reduce the noise pollution for to absorb the sound. Set higher mood level. Soften the look. Soften the look in the hard portion, just like a veranda, just like a hard surface. To add this plant to create the beauty and look like a softened look, improve the aesthetic beauty by the display of the indoor gardening plant. Now coming on our main topic, Sansevieria. Sansevieria is also known as a snake plant. The scientific name is Sansevieria species, Aspergillus family, and that's a native of the southern Africa. That another name is a mother-in-law tongue, good luck plant, lucky plant, devil's tongue, and roasting ham. Generally, Sansevieria plants are very good and unique and identical plant for the indoor scaping because the growth is slow. Plant lasts for many years. People householder when goes to the holidays and lock the houses. That's why the Sansevieria are keep for the without the watering 8 to 9 days. It is a classical and versatile house plant with a sword-like foliage design. That's you can see in this photograph. There is a tip of the leaves just like a sword. Sansevieria are characteristic by the steep, upright, and sword-like leaves. Their leaves are having a marble pattern which look like a very beautiful and just unique. Leaves directly arises from the thick rhizome. I will put the pictures of the right side. That's a rhizome of the leaves, rhizome of the plant. And from the rhizome directly arises the leaves. Very careful in this when the material are propagated and the material handling, no damage to the tip of the plant, because when the damaging of the tip, that plant has stopped to growing. Important species of Sansevieria. There are several species, numerous species of Sansevieria available in the market, but majorly two main types are growing. The tall growing plants with a steep, erect, and lens-shaped leaves. Another is a dwarf growing rosette form. First, there are basically two main species group. First of Sansevieria trifasciata, that's known as a mother-in-law tongue. As you see in this picture, the species are erect with long leaves, leathery liner lanceolate, deep green, white, waxy cross band. First of is a bandal sensation that having a striped and cream in the color. First of all, cranky, very broad in the leaves and cream yellow band running along the margin. Another in the Laurent is a very popular species nowadays in every nursery and every demanding this species. It's most popular. Leaves are aged in the golden yellow. Now moonshine variety is a pale green in the color and dwarf in the nature. All the honey series is a very dwarf and rosette form, just a honey, golden honey, and silver honey. All this honey group are dwarf in nature and rosette in the form. Second group is Sansevieria ervangeri, short in the stature, 4 to 6 inch only tall. Erhenbergi, samurai dwarf, and Erhenbergi banana is the most popular varieties of this species. Third one is Sansevieria patens. It may be the growing up to the 3 feet long leaves. And the fleshy leaves, just like a rosette of the leaves and cylindrical in the nature. Now, Sansevieria metallica. Liner in the leaves, pointed leaves. Leaves are just steep and 3 to 4 centimeter wide. Steeping pattern of gray in the color is a very look like very beautiful when we use the effect, the contrast in effect in the landscape gardening. That type of metallica are used. And Liberica species of 3 feet long leaves. All the leaves are a light green with the white band and long band along with the leaves. Now, Sansevieria xylemica. Xylemica having gray green leaves with a dark green cross band. All the leaves are dark green band along with the leaves, and cylindrica, they look like a very awesome and also planted in the indoor gardening and the small pot. Rigid circular in outline, grooved tapering at the apex and dark green with the gray-green cross band. Now propagation generally by three way: offshoot rhizome, offshoot rhizome, okay, offshoot rhizome, and by leaf cutting. When the clump are formed on the clump are forming, the clump are divided by the using the knives, and this way we have to propagate the separate plant. Rhizome is the underground structure of the plant. Rhizome are cutted and the planting in the directly on the pot or the soil. By the leaf cutting generally three way we have to cut the leaf of apical portion, middle of the portion, and the basal of the portion. Generally prefer the middle of the portion because of the high leafy area and more number of the shoot are generated. But what is the periclinal chimera are happening in the leaf cutting? Generally I already told before the slide, Sansevieria trifasciata, that the pattern of the leaves are the border the yellow color. When we propagate by the leaf, the color of the pattern are not passed through the next generation because of the periclinal chimera. Many growers are complaining that this plant we have propagated by the leaf structure. Why does not the coming the variation or the next generation? Rather than we have to use the lip cutting vegetative propagation, but reason is the periclinal chimera. That's why the most preferable method is the offset by the offset or by the rhizomes. That way you have to propagate the Sansevieria plant. Now coming on the growing of the media composition, there are two type of two composition of formulation of media we have to apply for the planting of the Sansevieria. One 1:1 soil, sand, and peat moss, and another when we have to utilize soilless culture, when we use the material for the gradually movement one place to another place by the decorative purpose. That's why we cannot use the soil because of a heavier weight. That's time we are used to 2 part of porous sand or perlite just for the mediator, having a no any nutrient, just like a base media, and 1 part of the peat moss or coconut coir. How to display the plant? Now coming on the uses, how the Sansevieria display in a surrounding area in indoor gardening. First of all, group plant. We can also the species of all the Sansevieria are kept together to add the beauty of our indoor gardening, indoor scaping. Large compound, lobby. In all this way, we have to utilize a group plant and individual plant in the office areas, desk area. Only when single plant we have to put in table or another area which we need a single plant. Nowadays, the container care and management of house plant is very important. The following points are considered while selecting the container. Suitability for the plant's need. There the required very low amount of water are needed. The plastic pots are very suitable. Suitability for the needs of the individuals and environment. Cost and availability. Nursery marketing business. The plastic pots are very useful for the indoor gardening. Strength and durability. Drainage and weight. These all are the factors are responsible for the selecting the container. We're talking about the particular for the Sansevieria plant. The most suitable is generally the ceramic pot and the plastic pot. In the multinational companies and airports, this plant are planting the ceramic pot with design post, such a design pot and design just like a Buddha, just like a flamingo bird, just like a duck design pots are used. And for our home gardening indoor pot, the plastic is very useful because there is no need requirement frequent watering rather than the clay pot. Because the clay pot, when we're planting in the clay pot, there is more and more evaporation occur and frequently needed water requirement. Clay pot may be two types, just like unglazed and glazed pot. Unglazed pot evaporate water faster than need to frequent water. Now coming on the repotting, when the root growth is noticed through the drainage hole. When the roots get matted around the outside of the earth ball, when the soil ball of the pot become root bound, there is a need for the repotting. What happened is Sansevieria. Sansevieria is not required the every year to repotting, but after the when the all the plant growth are stuffed in the potting mixture, they're having a no more space to grow the leaves. That's that time the repotting are required. Either year by year you have to just putting the top dressing of the fertilizer for the maintaining the plant growth properly. But when the node space are occurred for the further growth, that's time we are utilized for the repotting with the roots. Just like in form of the fleshy, usually cream colored roots will often appears on the surface of the potting mixture, but this plant do not need repotting until they crack their pot. In upright growing plant, repotting is advisable when the leaves occupy most of the pot surface and the honey group, which is a dwarf in nature, the packing of the pot so the little soil visible report immediately. We can see in the photograph, just for the top dressing, just scrape the outer portion of the edge portion of the pot, and after the scraping, all the new media are filled with the fresh mixture of the vermicompost and the soil or sand. Now, how to care snake plant? It's very important because this is a plant. When we bring this plant, this is a very costly plant. Nursery means selling a 300 to 400 rupees for one plant. And with the beautiful pot, there is maybe the price is fluctuation for 1,000 also. That's why proper care is very maintaining. If we not proper care, then we lose this costly material, costly plant. What is the requirement of the light? This is a native of the South Africa, and which was Southern Africa tropical area. That's why very hardy plant. But when we acclimatize as an indoor plant, and we after the acclimatization the indoor plant, and we need to if further need to do something this plant to transfer the outdoor, not suddenly transfer in this indoor to outdoor condition, but gradually prolonged exposed to the indoor to the outdoor condition. That's why very important to do care about the snake plant. Temperature, it's a tropics in nature. That's why 18 to 26 degrees Celsius is very important. Watering, that's during the active growth period, water is moderately required, but giving enough to make the potting mixture moist throughout at each watering, but allowing the top inch of the mixture to dry out before the watering again. Overwatering is lead to the rotting of the leaves and causes the taper down of the leaves. Over. Feeding, generally apply standard liquid fertilizer once a month, standard of 20-20-20 or 19-19-19 is the most standard fertilizer available in the market. Just formulation, it's fine for the most indoor plant. Some common issues are facing by the grower or by the householder. First issues are, why are the blade on my Sansevieria is culling? Sansevieria can go weeks between watering, so overwatering is there is most common is overwatering and improper drainage. It's the main reason for the curling of the leaves. And yellowing of the leaves, there is the soil moisture carrying. If the lack of the soil moisture or excess of the soil moisture are the responsible for the turning of leaves for yellow. And another main reason is the yellowing leaf is a pest. Weakened or stress Sansevierias become more susceptible to insect infestation. Sap-sucking bugs like spider mite can drain your plant of the moisture. Now, third is why the blade of my Sansevieria leaning, lack of lighting, and does not acclimatization properly. That I know earlier. That I will told earlier. The underwatering and overwatering. Apart from this way, just plant are not acclimatization properly, either indoor to outdoor or outdoor to indoor, rather than the gradual movement we directly put on the indoor or outdoor condition. That's time the blades of Sansevieria leaning. Lack of fertilizer is also one of the responsible reason, because of the while watering and sunlight only not sufficient to the plant growth. That also requires some nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, or the mixture of the liquid soluble fertilizer or application or requirement. Lack of light also one of the main reason. Now I will share some research paper on this and some proof regarding air quality index in the Sansevieria plant. First of all, the effect of leaf segment and potting media on plant performance of Sansevieria trifasciata. what happen when they are three type of three treatment of the planting material, cutting of treatment, and three treatment of the soil and compost. When we cut the leaf cutting from the apical portion, the numerous shoot production, less day to shoot emergence. We cut from the middle portion, higher leaf area, diameter, and longest shoot length. That's why the most recommended Sansevieria plant for the leaf middle portion. Not and bottom portion having, when we cutting from the bottom portion of the plant, that form the longest shoot. But it is okay from another species and non-variegated species. When we planting the non-variegated species, it's compulsory to do with the offshoot planting, because there is a periclinal chimera are found. Sansevieria, a remedy of air pollutant. Sansevieria, a remedy for air pollutant. There are so many, I told earlier, there are so many surrounding communities where the pollutants were responsible for the pollutions. This benzene, formaldehyde, trichloroethylene, and xylene, and toluenes is all are the hazardous chemical which are responsible for the human health. And the Sansevieria plants entrap all this chemical and purify our air and surrounding environment. First of the benzene. Benzene are caused by the such a common solvent found in gasoline, oils, rubber, our surrounding furniture, paints, degradable plastics. It's all are responsible for the release the benzene. Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, just like a grocery bag, facial tissues, cleaning agent, emissions, all are the harpic and all these things which are responsible for the emission of the formaldehyde. Trichloroethylene, varnishing, then dry cleaning of our clothes, pants. These all are this just like industrial product which is responsible for emission of the dichloroethylene. Xylene just a smoke, cigarette, rubber, the exhausting the gas from the vehicle, and toluene and some industrial product are all are this product which is responsible for the emission of this hazardous chemical. But one solution is in we have, that is a Sansevieria. How the absorption mechanism in plant, scientific way to prove how the absorption of mechanism in the plant for this. Indoor plants are known to absorb air pollutants by their stomata during the normal gas exchange. What happened? Several pollutants have been shown to be sequestered in situ or after transfer to the other location in the plant. The process of mechanism involves the toxic chemical absorbed by the plant through the stomata and then transferred directly to the root, where the microbes break down the breakdowns of its complex form and wide varieties of unhealthy compound into simple molecule which could be reabsorbed by the plant. Why indoor air quality is important in the workplace? Nowadays, in hospitals, companies, office, school, colleges, all are the air conditioner are happening. Air conditioner all day on the air conditioner because of the for the reduction of the air pollution. But what about the saving of the energy? And also the air conditioner responsible for the global warming effect. Optimum greenhouse, because produces greenhouse gases. Optimum thermal comfort and good indoor air quality, IAQ, that's known as IAQ, indoor air quality, is important for the occupants. In tropical region offices, that's like Indian, Thailand, is a tropical Nepal, China, tropical regions offices and air conditioners indispensable due to the extreme high temperature. However, the poor ventilation causes a health issue. I told earlier that is we thought that we are working on indoor gardening. We are working on the indoor places, just like office, colleges, hospitals, multinational companies, IT sector. We not directly contact with the chemical fertilizers and chemical. That's why we are safe. But that is the wrong way. We have also suffered from the health regarding hazard. Yes, because of nowadays we proper ventilation. If not proper ventilation, that's and continuously contact with the hazardous chemical, this leads to our high blood pressure, itching and vomiting, nausea. All of things are happening and very leads to serious disease also. and depression, tenseful. The desire to save the energy and lack of awareness regarding the health and safety issues related to indoor air quality have resulted in rooms being designed in tropical countries, including Thailand, which allow for all doors and windows to be closed, causing poor ventilation. Because we continuously on the AC, that's why we all the close the doors and windows are gases that are generated in closed room, which cannot be effectively ventilated, can increase to harmful level, resulting in the negative health effect, especially for office worker who spend most of their working hour inside the building. Such interesting research are done in the Thailand by the Anita Pampanol. They studied the indoor air quality improved by simple ventilator practice and Sansevieria trifasciata. There are two basic treatment group. First of the simple ventilation treatments are taken. There's a 4 cases are there. First case is that the AC was turned on all day, normal case. And when the AC has turned on, all the circulate the air and keep the air quality is clean and proper ventilation due to the AC. But all the day when we running the AC, that maybe the what about our energy? What about the think about the greenhouse gases? Case number 2, that's why case 1 is probably okay, but not feasible and not environmental okay. Case number 2, the AC was turned off during the lunch hour from 8 to 14 June. That is okay when the lunch hour as lunch break and AC was off, but not proper ventilation occurred during the case number 2. What about the later part of the day? What about the earlier part of the day? The third case, the AC was turned off and half of the day from 15 to 21 June. And case 4, the AC was turned off all day. The 4 case is totally wrong because because they're suffering from the heat burn also in case of the summer month. And along with the simple ventilation treatment, placing a Sansevieria plant also happened. There we can just see in this office, all the Sansevieria plant are placed near the desk of individual person. Placing Sansevieria, the experiment were conducted by the monitoring the air quality for 6 conditions. 0 plant, 2, 0 nothing, that nothing treatment control, 2 plant, 3 plant, 4 and 5 plant, and 6 plant of mother-in-law tongues. That is a snake plant. The purpose of this study was to propose and improving the air quality index with the low energy consumption. Our main objective is a low energy consumption in the office. Temperature related humidity and carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide concentration were monitored in the poorly ventilated office. What the result about that? The results showed that the maximum carbon dioxide concentration was above the recommended level for comfort. Simply ventilated practices and placing a number of Sansevieria trifasciata plant were applied to improve the IAQ with the focus on decreasing the carbon dioxide concentration as well as achieving the energy saving. A reduction of 19%, 22.5%, 58.2% of the carbon dioxide concentration were achieved by the ventilation through the door during the lunchtime. Okay, morning and full working period respectively. That's why placing of Sansevieria in the office could be reduces carbon dioxide concentration by 10.47% to 19.25%. Is this okay? And energy saving is a 24.3%. The combination of the simple ventilation, as I say, in the lunch time and in the half part of the day, in this morning time, there is no need to air conditioner requirement. That's why simple ventilation with the Sansevieria placing near our individual desk or the grouping of the plant. And that's why we have to also reduce the saving the energy. Just like electric cost saving 24.3% is a very great cost, saving cost, an effective saving cost. Now another and recent research in the 2022, the surprising research are there. The phytoremediation properties of Sansevieria trifasciata, a solution to acid rain. This what happened? Plant A and plant B were treated with the 100 ml of acid rain, where the area when the heavy acid rain has occurred is like a hilly area. Where that area the research are conducted, plant A and plant B, that is a Sansevieria plant, and treated with the 100 ml of acid rain. What result are occurred? After only 4 days of testing, the snake plant removed almost all the acid rain from the soil. At the beginning of the experiment, the pH of acid rain is 6.8 for all the plant. Okay, but after that, the continuously for the 6 days, and every week the continuous apply of the acid rain, and then after the completion of the treatment, 2 days later the plant soil pH was measured again, and surprisingly the control plant's pH was neutral, and plant A and B were back to the initial pH. That's why the Sansevieria plant also responsible for the increase in the pH in the acidic rain affected area. And why this research is important? What is the effect of the acid rain? Acid rain is tremendously damaging of forest. When it soaks into the ground, it can dissolve the nutrients, including but not limited to magnesium and calcium, which trees and other plants need to survive. Additionally, acid rain can causes the aluminium to be released into the soil. And as we all know, the aluminium plant have difficulties taking up water from the aluminium polluted soils. So this studies has many valuable implications to countries who suffer from the effect acid rain has on the environment and human health. If this study continues, countries around the world can use phytoremediation plants to remove the acid from the sport with a large pH quickly. There is no more cost-effective method. The information from this study can solve the global crisis of acid rain in our soil. Now the last topic, some important facts about Sansevieria. Several NASA studies have shown that snake plant improve the indoor air quality and reduce the toxin. NASA studied along with the Sansevieria plant, other plant like a chlorophytum, spath lily, then gerbera. These all are the plant which is responsible for the reducing the air pollutions. Snake plant can remove up to 87% of air pollutant at the night. This plant can also reduce the amount of nitrate ion on the air. As we all know, the scientists suggested in our bedroom, no any plants are put in our bedroom because of all the plants are release the carbon dioxide at the night time. But only 1 to 2 plants are dead plant, just like a Sansevieria plant. Use the cressolation acid metabolic process, which absorb the carbon dioxide at night, although oxygen is released during the daylight. That's why this is suitable for the bedroom plant. As we know, also we call it as a bedroom plant. And one more interesting research are done, the fiber. Surprisingly, from the Sansevieria, fiber are also extracted, and that's fiber having a high quality, that is a high specific strength, renewability, and low density, and can be used as a reinforcement in polymer composites. Now, thank you so much. Now I complete my presentation.
Thank you very much.
I'm very thankful to Agriculture Information team to provide me a wonderful opportunity to deliver the lecture on this topic.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. I will take up the questions from the participants now. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen so that we can see your full video? You'll get on green or red button, stop sharing.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just a minute. I'll take up the questions from the participants now. The first question is, are Sansevieria toxic?
Okay, ma'am. Sansevieria is toxic, but for the children, that's why in the children's room, we cannot put the Sansevieria at this room because it's a very toxic. When we are eating the leaf, it's maybe toxic. That's why one of the toxic plant is Sansevieria. So we cannot put this plant in a children's room.
Okay. Can Sansevieria take direct sunlight?
Yes, ma'am. Sansevieria is native of the tropical Africa, and we can directly sunlight, but not transfer from indoor to outdoor directly. It's a gradually transfer day by day, and that's finally we can put some Sansevieria in the outdoor condition.
Okay. What temperature can Sansevieria tolerate?
Ma'am, Sansevieria temperature tolerant up to the 26 to 30 degrees Celsius can tolerate this temperature.
Okay. What is the best soil for Sansevieria?
Sansevieria, having a base soil is the red soil is the best soil, but we can also cultivate, we can also the potting mixture with the soilless condition like vermiculite and perlite also we can utilize, and cocoa also, but it survive most of the soils. I also told the remediation of the acid as when this soil having a high acidic soil, that soil also suitable for the Sansevieria plant because it's create the neutral pH from the low pH.
Okay. How often Sansevieria has to be watered?
Okay, ma'am, that's required the frequent, not required the frequent water. And the Sansevieria can survive the 7 to 8 days, 7 to 8 days without the water. Watering frequency 15 to 20 days also okay for the Sansevieria plant.
It can survive without water, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. If we apply overwatering, it may be the root of the plant. That's why it's a hardy plant succulents to nature. That's why it not required regular water. 7 to 8 days is enough for the watering of the Sansevieria plant.
Okay. I'll move on to the next question. Can you please tell us about yourself, your education, and what made you take an interest in this topic?
Sorry, ma'am.
Can you please tell us about yourself and your education and what made you take an interest in this topic?
Okay, ma'am. I studied. My research topic is generally from my research of a breeding point of view. But day by day, the Sansevieria crop is very important for the indoor gardening.
Okay.
And I collected so many species and so many germplasm for the Sansevieria crop.
Okay. And about yourself, what have you studied?
Okay, ma'am. I'm nowadays I studied the Ph.D. in the last semester, and my thesis topic is the improvement of China aster through hybridization mutation. I generally interested in the ornamental plant breeding.
Okay. Okay. How did you get interested in this agriculture field? How do you chose this field?
Ma'am, from the college time, I generally very interested in this agriculture and horticultural field for survive for the servant as a servant for the farmer. I want to prepare those variety which is a high yielding and generally they can act as a very good yield and meet the requirement of our nations.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's very nice to hear. Thank you very much. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank Mr. Ronak Mangroliya for the talk and for answering the questions. I like to also thank all the participants in this meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
We hope we meet next time for the informative topic.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.